How's it going, guys? Today we're going to talk about the all too important but often neglected medical kit. That's right, something so basic that you should take with you every time you make an outing. Make sure you have it in your kit. Now the med kit that I carry with me whenever I go on an outing, whether it's a day trip or it's a long trip that's going to be a couple days, usually it goes in a small basic pack like this. This actually doubles off as a fanny pack, super fashionable, right? But it does the trick. It's got a couple nice sized pockets in there so I can hold the basics in there. So let's talk about the basics. As far as a basic kit goes, you don't need the latest and greatest and the most intense medical equipment available to you. This is basic stuff, really. Unless you anticipate some sort of catastrophic event, you're not going to really need a whole lot, really. So in my basic kit, everything has a place. So I know it's got 3 pouches in it. The main pouch on the top, that's where I have my gloves. That's where I'm going to have my gauze. That's where I'm going to have my cold pack, pressure gauze, stuff for dressing and that. And also I'm going to have a few other non-medical items in there. So for example, I keep a small flashlight and I keep a lighter and I also keep a folding pocket knife in there. Very important, we'll get to that in a second. In the second pouch, I keep sanitary wipes, Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever your preference is, some sort of pain control, and of course Benadryl and Neosporin for whatever you may need it for. In the third and smallest pouch, and the most exterior pouch of course, is going to be your basic band-aids, cuts, scrapes, things like that. Super simple stuff. Okay, so why is everything in a plastic baggie? Well, it's very simple, really. Waterproofing and to keep it clean. That's it. There's no other purpose behind it. It does keep things separated and easily organized as well, but mostly it's about sterilization and keeping it waterproof. So let's talk about the 3 non-medical items that I have in there. The pocket knife, the lighter, and the flashlight. It kind of speaks for itself why you would need these things. The knife, you could use that for any number of applications, whether you need to strip out a piece of wood to use as a splint, if you have to cut gauze, things of that nature. Lighter, well, if you need fire, for whatever reason you might need it for, you have it readily available. And a flashlight, of course, because injuries do happen after dark. It does happen. Actually, that's when it happens to most people, is when you get injured, is when you're getting up to go to the bathroom at a campsite or something like that, and sure enough, there you go. So flashlight is definitely a needed item. So let's go through the basic medical items that we have here. So obviously I got 2 sets of rubber gloves. Obvious application there, right? The cold pack. Now if you got some sort of burn or a really good bang on the knee or something like that, this will definitely come in handy. Very handy thing. Gauze, that could go for about anything. If you got a leg injury or arm injury, or if you need to splint something, use some gauze. I've got a area bandage here, so if you have like a larger wound or something like that, a small band-aid won't cover, so you want to have a larger bandage. I've got dressing gauze, so if you're going to have a more severe injury, things like that, you're going to be able to dress it and have some gauze padding in there to help out. Last in the main pouch, I've got more dressing material too. So this is non-gauze, non-stick pad. This is basically just a dressing pad to put on there. So it's not a wrap, it's not a stick-on bandage, but this is just for when you're dressing, put a little pad on there on the wound so you're not causing any extra pressure or pain. So in the second pouch, that pretty much everything speaks for itself, really. Sanitary wipes, you know, to keep things clean. Pain control, Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that. Goes without saying. And of course Neosporin and Benadryl, those both have their applications as well, that go without saying. And I don't think I need to tell you guys what band-aids are used for. Okay. So anyway, whenever you're going on a trip, make sure you have your medical kit on there, and make sure you're checking this thing before you go on your trip to make sure that everything's in there. So what if you use something at a trip before and you forgot about it? Always make sure it's well stocked and everything is where it needs to be. Now this is a little bit more specific than like a basic kit you can get at Walgreens. Most of it came out of a Walgreens kit actually, but you can add a couple other little items in there like gauze and things like that as you feel is necessary. This is your kit, okay? You set it up however you feel is necessary. But remember, it's also your butt on the line too. So if you go cheap on it or you go half-assed on it, well, you might pay for it in the end. So make sure you have good gear in there that's worth your while and it's actually going to be effective, and you have a good solid case for it that's going to be able to maintain everything in there and keep it organized. So another point of order is, how do you store the darn thing? So there's a couple different ways that you could do it. So on my backpacks, I'll either put it in the outermost pouch or I'll attach it to the very rear of the backpack. And that gives me the most immediate access to it, because when an emergency happens or something like that, you don't have time to be rummaging all the way to the bottom, digging through camp tools or a sleeping bag or anything like that. You want to be able to get to that med kit now. So you can either put it in the outermost pocket, or you could attach it to the rear of it, or in this case, with mine being a fanny pack design, if you're going on like a simple trip, or if you can manage to put it up front with your backpack on and that and the rest of your gear, then do it like that. Whatever works best for you. Again, this is your butt on the line, this is your comfort, this is your medical attention that you're going to be attending to. So everything's got to be catered to you. This is just how I set my stuff up. This is a basic kit. Now you can add extra stuff in there. You could put a tourniquet in there, you could put extra splints in there, which is basically like maybe popsicle sticks like that for like fingers and that. The areas that I go to are often wooded, so yeah, I'm not too hard up for a splint, but maybe you're going into a particular rocky area, who knows. So you might want to plan specifically for your trip and for yourself. Well, there you have it, guys. Real quick video on a very, very important piece of gear that you're going to have with you on any one of your trips. And it would behoove you to have one of these set and ready to go and plan it ahead of time. It doesn't have to be this setup. Remember, it's catered to you, okay? But definitely, for your own safety and everybody else, make sure that you got your med kit with you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see some more of this stuff, by all means, shout it out in the comments, let me know. Like, subscribe, and share with your buddies, and don't forget to check out our friends over there at Workaday Custom Gun Leather, custom made to order. Until next time.